Hey everybody, Coach D with TackleTrading.com. I wanted to talk to you briefly today about some of the textbook chart patterns that we picked up last week in the Coaches Show. So for those of you who attended last week's Coaches Show, you'll recall that during the rapid fire, we had some really good examples pop up of good patterns. We had a bearish retracement on Chipotle, and sorry, Matt wasn't there to comment on it. Would have been more fun. And we had a really nice bullish retracement on Baba. So I thought I'd start out with and just talking about the value of the Coaches Show in that rapid fire segment. And had we been on top of that and stayed there, we would have had these great opportunities present themselves for us. And so, rapid fire, one of the benefits of that is you get to come in and see what other people are looking at, and you get to see what kind of take the coaches have on it in just a snapshot. And so last week we talked about the textbook setup that Chipotle had based off of this big drop. So let's kind of look at the context again. Big bearish movement on Chipotle. It's just getting smoked. It had bad earnings. It came in and it's just getting smoked. Big drop right here, and just a textbook bearish retracement. That was the commentary we made last week in the Coaches Show. And if you look at it, really what goes into that is we have a really decent drop. So here we get a nice big drop, an increase in momentum. And then you get this little rally up in here, kind of a bearish retracement in general. And it started giving us good signals just a couple days into the rally. You got doji in here and a doji in there, a couple of really good signals. So let me zoom in on that so you can see that a little bit better. And we'll zoom in and get a good look. And again, just a really good textbook bearish retracement example where it came down. You'll notice here it established a small amount of support, nothing major, but a nice little small amount of support, fat number 320. And here's the couple of dojis you're talking about. Those are signals. Remember, we always wait for confirmation, and one of the reasons we're looking for that. So here's the general setup, and you'll notice a couple things. One, as it drops, the volume kind of increases, and then here as it rallies, the volume just dies. And you'll see that decrease in volume, and now you're seeing it spike up to typical volume, even though it's only halfway through the session, and you're getting a pretty good downward candle. Well, we saw this in advance. We had a really good example in the rapid fire, and here we are able to take advantage of that. Now, general setup I think is quite lovely. Good little confirmation, and again, a textbook pattern coming out of the rapid fire. And it took a couple extra days to set up, and we're go back a week and we're talking about it right here. But here we are, the following week, and it's still, because it is such a good technical setup, it takes a couple days to fire off, but boom, here we are. And I actually went and did a bear call spread on this in this virtual account here. I did a bear call spread on Chipotle, and it's made 170 bucks off of a $5,000 margin in just a couple of days. So nice little bear call spread out of the money, and took a directional trade setup and did a less directional, more conservative bearish play. And I did the same thing on Baba based off of what we saw in the Coaches Show during rapid fire. So Baba had a really good bullish retracement. And there you can see, again, nice big increase in momentum. So when we talked about the textbook part of that setup, we talked about the nice increase in momentum. Nice big pop here, boom, off of earnings breaking out. Nice run, heavy volume, and then you see that retracement back down, the volume waning, and it comes down. Here's the gap, and it comes down and gives us a signal right there. And was able to set up, and again, you could have taken that as a directional trade, and here it's triggered, and it's still showing like it's got some life to the upside. It might drop still. It's all in the context of an upward trend, and sometimes you'll see it consolidate a little bit more before it takes off. Like here, it took a little sideways step before taking off again. Here, a little sideways consolidation, but on average, trending up. And so anytime we get a nice retracement into a buy zone, we look at it, we take it. And again, this is a candidate that came up in the rapid fire. And this tells me a couple things. One, that those who are throwing out ticker symbols, students who are joining us for the Coaches Show, are seeing good setups out there. And two, that when you come to the Coaches Show, that the opportunities present themselves. And so this one, I basically took the same chart setup after the Coaches Show, like the chart, and threw on a bull put credit spread. And this one's also made a nice little profit off of the similar type spread trade. I did a 10 by 10 bull put spread. So took nice directional trending setups and then took some conservative passive income strategies with a bull put spread on Baba, a bear call spread on Chipotle, and just one more reason to make sure you guys show up to the Coaches Show. Tonight, we've got myself, Matt Justice, and Tim Justice, I know will be there. And we're going to be talking about routines. And of course, we're going to go through the market skyline. And of course, rapid fire like we do every week. Make sure you come and you pay close attention, and you can always take away a good trading idea or two for you to plan on that the remainder of the week and plan your trades when you see opportunities. Not always are going to take the trades we spot, but finding those opportunities is just one of the many benefits of the Coaches Show.